And that is very true. Let me say hello. This is week 3. We are just getting started on following up with our homework from week 2, and then we'll talk about parties. We had a question about samples. So we're going over just some ideas on how to get people to respond after sending samples. So the other thing, so sorry, we're just recording and we forgot. I forgot. But the other thing, Patty, I was going to say is I actually have been in the business 6 years. So I just had my 6-year anniversary 2 days ago. And I buy from all kinds of people. And I actually am one of those people that who you're talking about. So, like, for
Oh,
instance, I'm totally, and I'm in the business. So it just goes to show you, because it doesn't mean as much to me as it means to her. And I'm in the business, in this type of business, but she sells Young Living. She sent me, she bought some hair care. I bought some diffusers and stuff with her. And she contacted me, is your box open? Oh, sorry. It's still sitting in the corner. I mean, it's been like 2 weeks and it's still sitting in the corner. I haven't opened it. So,
mm,
everybody has an importance level. Everybody has, but, like, I'm
mhm,
going to open it tomorrow because I'm sending it with Riley to go to college, so then he has a
mhm,
diffuser so the room doesn't smell. But
mhm.
everybody has a certain time frame for certain things, you know what I mean? So,
Sure.
Jen and I talk all the time, and she'll be like, do you ever open your box? And I'll be like, oh, no, sorry. So just know that it's not always personal, or it's not always like they don't care. It's just not on the top of their list, or,
Well,
and like Patty said,
there's a need to create some urgency.
yeah, so setting that up, and like you say, mine, I purchased it, so she doesn't, the only, again, it would be like a customer purchasing it, ordering our skincare and never opening it. It's like
Hmm.
very similar, where we're thinking in a month's time we're getting a reorder. She's not getting a reorder because I haven't even opened it. And
Right.
again, I'm one of the worst, but I am on the flip side, know how that feels on the other side. So what Peggy's saying, in those sort of things is definitely a great, because Jen will pop something to me, and she'll just talk about nothing. And I'll be like, oh, I gotta open that box.
Right. Right.
So it's just like a reminder. Oh, shoot, I forgot to open that box. So anyway, okay. So let's get back to, um, week 3. So we talked about, did everybody pick out a planner that they are writing their activities down? If you haven't, go back to week 2. You can check out some of the planners that I put in there. I put some links in our group for you. You could go to, I picked up this one the other day because it fits in my purse a little bit better than the bigger one, which is the Happy Planner.
See that?
I like it.
A good one.
Yeah.
I have that one.
You like that one, Angela?
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. So I had a bigger one, the half size page one, and then I found that it was just big, and I would never, I would just leave it behind because I didn't feel like carrying it. So I got that next smaller stuff, and I like it. And then I also still print off my other sheets that I have, and I use those just sitting in my desk, or I actually have one on the counter, or the, not counter, sticky noted or taped to the cabinet by the back door where I work a lot. So just so that I can see it, so I can see, did I do anything today or not, and at the end of the day, I write, down, and I think, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. Sometimes you feel super busy, and then you go back and you revisit what you actually did, and you're like, oh, I didn't do anything. I just kept myself busy. How are you guys doing on samples? I know Patty said she had between 6 and 9 out. So write in the chat for me if you have your 3 samples out for the week. I'm looking to see, sorry, I've got a dog that is eating something. And then write in the chat how many coupons you got out. I know Mary got all of her coupons. All 3 out. How is everybody
Awesome.
doing? I mean, these are like our promo, guys. So this is our gift this month to our customers. You can create any promo that you want. So write in the chat how many you have left, so that we can help you. and be excited for you when that number goes down and at the end of the month. But remember, they expire August 31st, so use them. Okay, next thing would be, do you have your list of 30 with your top 10? So you don't have to write anything. We'll chat a little bit about that, but because we're going to go through that today. So I really want to talk about the process of what it takes to get somebody from the very first information or the very first exposure to Neora to the very end process and actually getting a sale. So we know that the majority of the time it is not one. I mean, you are always going to have those golden people where you're like, you know, tell them the same day, tell them about it. They say yes, they give you your credit card and all the information and you've got your order, boom, that day. That doesn't happen, we all know, very often. So I wanted just to kind of remind people, but it's not what I want to move. I wanted just to kind of remind people of the process of how you get through and what that sales funnel looks like, because it's all a sales funnel. So obviously, if we are posting on our social media, our text message threads, making phone calls, however you are piquing somebody's interest, whether you're at book club, whether you are at your, I don't know, whatever your ladies group or your neighborhood, whatever it may be. Just checking to see what the dog was eating over there. You know, it's the piquing the interest first. That's your, you know, that getting them interested in it and making sure that they know what you do. And then you're going to have that first initial contact. And you're going to make sure that when you do have that first initial contact, that it is not word vomiting on somebody and telling them a 30-minute story about Neora and all about it, because really they don't want to know. I mean, the majority of the people don't want to know. So take yourself out of the business, like kind of what I just talked to Patty about, and act as if you are a customer and somebody from another MLM company is trying to get you as a customer. And if they called you and word vomited about everything that it is, you know, about, let me think of what it is. Mary Kay. I'll just use Mary Kay because it's a generic one. But if somebody said, oh my gosh, I'm represent Mary Kay, I love it. Did you know that it's 50 years old and that we've sold this many and this many people have this? And oh my gosh, like all of our ingredients are patented, and let me tell you about the technology, and let me tell you about where it comes from. And, you know, like we have this product, and then we have this product, and this product. The majority of the time, I mean, wouldn't you check out? I mean, I would be like checked out. That is not something that I want to be. Like, it just wouldn't interest me, like in the moment somebody would be like that. So I really want you guys to think about when you're contacting people that you're not vomiting all of every single information that you have. Your biggest thing is, and we have heard it a million times, is that you are the messenger. You are not the message. So our company provides an extraordinary amount of third-party tools. And so it could take one third-party tool and then somebody's like, yep, I'm in. Or it could take 3. And so when I say third-party tool, I mean things like the video, a phone call, the spec sheet, before and after, you know, like coming to a Facebook party, coming to, you know, watching a live, you know, whatever those may be, all those are different steps within it. So if somebody says, you know, sure, I would be interested, then I'd say, great. Okay, so I'm gonna role play with Misty here for a second. So if I reach out to Misty and say, you know, Misty, are you on mute or unmute? You're on mute.
I'm not.
So if I reach out to Misty and I say, hey, Misty, it was great seeing you last night. I know we talked like 2 seconds about Neora. I would love to send you some information. If I sent you a video, would you have a little bit of time today to watch it?
Sure.
And then, so I'm going to get it. Great. So I'll send it to you. You'll get it through your text message. And then do you have time to chat, like after you watch it, say 8:30 tonight? say no, Misty.
That's not a really good time. I'm with the kids a lot that time.
No problem. What would be a good time to like catch up after you watch it? Would tomorrow be better for you?
Yeah, that would be a lot better.
Perfect. So I'll call you like the kids get finished with their activities around 8 o'clock. I'll give you a call around 8:30. Does that work?
That sounds good.
Perfect. So I am basically I'm not just saying to Misty or my person, like, hey, I'm going to send you a video. Let me know, what you think. So I'm going to have a conversation with her. Hey, if I send you a video, do you think you have time to watch it? And I'm having that back and forth because I'm already setting up the follow-up. And then, so she watches the video and I, contact her tomorrow. Hey, so what did you think? She's like, well, I mean, I'm not 100%. What's the ingredients? Great. Let me send you over a little sheet. It's got all the ingredients in it. Are you on your phone right now?
Yeah.
Or are you on Facebook Messenger right now? Great. Let me shoot it over. Let me know if you get it. And then I'm going to copy and paste and I'm going to shoot it over so that she's got it so that I know. So I'm already setting up those follow throughs. And let's face it, guys, this is like I'm making a perfect scenario. I mean, not every scenario turns out that way, but we definitely have that, and then she may say, give me a few days to think about it. No problem. I'll check back with you over the weekend. And in the meantime, I'm going to send her a couple other third-party tools. Things like before and after pictures, or things like, test, if I'm sending her something about wellness, it's a testimony. Or if I'm sending her something about, sorry, my dog is eating something. I have no idea what it is. I keep hearing it. But, like I'm waiting for that. And then once I've gotten a lot of information to her, then I'm going to say, hey, I see that, you were able to watch the video. I'm going to put some orders in. Do you want to shoot me over your information? And I'll go ahead and sign you up with an account. Or sometimes I'll say, do you want me to put your account in, or do you? I have a coupon, but I'm going to have to show you where it is. So do you have time tonight to do that? Or do you just want to shoot me your information and I'll put it in myself? And so I'm asking for the sale. Now, if Misty's like, you know what? I don't really have the money right now. Like it's just not in the budget. I really want it, but like maybe next month, then I'm going to ask for referrals. Like I know that you really want this product and there is a way that, like we can work it out that I can get it for you. I work on referrals. Do you think you have 3 to 4 people that would be interested in trying out any of the products as well? And then I'm going to work it into a party or just a referral. She may not ever want to be like a brand partner, but I'm happy to get 3 or 4 more customers and give her whatever she wants for free. Do you guys have any questions over that?
That was really good, Melissa.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Seriously, I wish I had just recorded you over the last. You're going to record this, right?
It's recorded. Yeah, it is recorded. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but I wanted you guys to kind of understand, like when somebody's like, oh, nobody's like, I can't get a customer. Like it can take 4 to 5, 6, 7 times before somebody finally says, sure, I'll go ahead and order that. It's not just pique their interest. Hey, I'm doing Neora. I would love for you to check it out. Can you get on a Zoom? Because like you just missed a whole lot of steps in between. So maybe your 6th time you're reaching out to them is a Zoom or a Facebook party. But it's great to have, or a 3-way call. But you want to be able to, especially with a 3-way call or a Zoom, they need that information taken care of beforehand so that, they have some knowledge of what they're walking into. Anybody else have questions, thoughts? Julie, do you have any, our customer queen? Do you have any tidbits or extra things that maybe you do that I didn't mention?
Well, now this is just on the piquing the interest and getting them started. I feel like I actually follow up a lot on when someone likes a post, so that's my first thing. And that lets me, you know, people will click like when sometimes they don't even know what they're liking, right? So, but it still gives me, gives me
Well,
an
give some
in. So
examples of how you would follow up with that then.
Yeah, so like
Um,
say you're like, you put a post up and piquing their interest is the like, so you pique their interest. Your initial contact is what?
so I never call people hardly ever. I mean, for one, the Facebook friends, I don't have most of their phone numbers until they become a customer, really.
Sure.
So initial contact is just, I kind of watch what, you know, kind of hurry and look at their Facebook and see what's going on in their life. And then, you know, I'll message them and say, hey, how you doing? I love all the pictures of your grandkids. They're so cute. Thanks for clicking like, or thanks for liking my post about the firm. If you ever want any more, you know, I'm happy to send you some information, or if it's something that I can sample. So firm's not an easy one, but then I'll lead into, and I don't go with the sample first. I just say, I'll ask, do they have any areas that they want to, get, fix or whatever, so I'm not putting my words together very well. And probably because my head just went back to, asking about their kids or saying that about their kids. And then when they respond, I'll say, hey, you're welcome or whatever. I just noticed that you liked one of my posts. Have you ever thought about trying this? Or have you seen my neck picture? I use that a lot with the firm. I love the firm because what it did for my neck. And then I'll send them that picture without them asking. So.
Yeah, those are great. And so do you use third-party tools, send them videos? Obviously you just said you send pictures, things like that.
Yeah, all the time. I definitely, almost everybody I talk to, I send them the shortest video that I can find. I'm kind of all about nothing more than 2 or 3 minute video is what I try and shoot for.
Me too. So that I wanted to talk about, does anybody have any other questions?
I have a question then. What videos do you tend to send out? If I'm trying to send some, like Amber's overarching video is like over 13 minutes now, but there's like a 6-minute, the holistic approach video that like touches on everything. So you're saying 2 or 3 minute videos. What's 2 or 3 minutes that touches on everything?
It doesn't touch everything. I am kind of just pinpointing, like if they like the eye serum, picture that I posted that they did a like on, the eye serum one has like this science little plate type thing. I don't know. It's got all those little holes in the top. Anyway, that video, you would see it on Go Prospect. It's like 3 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes. So I'll just send that and let them know, hey, here's a little short video. And I always say, here's a 2-minute video or here's a 3-minute video. I let them know that it's not going to be running for a long time, or most people won't watch them. But it's only after I've talked to, maybe messaged back and forth 3 or 4 times would I send the longer one, like the overarching one.
I feel like what I'm hearing is whether it's a sample. I'm sorry, I'm getting like all these messages on my phone. I have a prospect looking at my hair stuff. I'm so excited today. But anyway, what I'm hearing is that it's better to, whether it's a sample or it's a video, because I like you, I send stuff and people don't look at it, whether it be a video, I send samples and they don't use them yet. I think it's just better. It sounds like if you just ask them up front, if I send this, whether it's a sample or video, will you use it or watch it? And that seems to be the most beneficial because then they're engaged. And
yeah, good point, Lena. Good point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hello? I just lost everybody.
Hey, we're here.
Oh,
I'm here.
Okay, that was weird. I don't know what happened.
Melissa, can I ask a quick question?
looks like I'm gonna get an order.
Absolutely.
Oh, can you guys see me? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
We can see you, Mary.
Okay, thank you. So I've had a couple of people in the past month or so who have commented that that I've sampled that or have been interested in something who have mentioned that now they're on the Dave Ramsey plan or financial whatever.
Oh, I've had that too.
And
Mm-hmm.
I love Melissa what you said about asking for referrals, but I'm just wondering if you guys have had any experience with that, and how do we because obviously if you've never used any skincare, or this one woman said, you know, that her toiletry budget, I don't know what it is, I'm not on it, but you know, she doesn't have the money to spend $60 in her toiletry budget. And I'm just wondering if any of you all have had experience with that sort of feedback, and how would you address it the same way as far as you know, asking for referrals, or would you address it a different way? I'm just curious what you all think about that.
Hey, Mary, I had somebody who referenced that exact same. Is it Dave Ramsey? Is that what it is?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And so she was actually a referral from another customer, and she said, "Oh, well, I you know, I'm following this Dave Ramsey financial whatever." And she honestly, she ended up getting, she ended up buying like the firm package. And now I sampled her the hair care stuff, the products, and so I think that at least in my experience, that's all I can say, is that, you know, that might be just a first barrier for you to have to overcome. And and because she did, you know, I think that when people, especially women, when people want stuff, they will find a way. And so
So Patty, how did you get from her saying the Dave Ramsey thing to ordering? Like,
well, I'm not really sure how I did that, other than I said, well, I probably showed her some firm pictures and gave her some firm information. But I think because really it was because it was a referral, and the person who referred me to her, I've been friends with for 25 years. And so in fact, I found out later from the referral that the new customer, you know, texted Mary Frances and said, you know, tell me about Patty. So I think she was she felt maybe and that's why I think, Mary, it might be just a little bit of a first hurdle for you to have to overcome. But I think with all the other content and information that we have, whether it be, you know, a third-party video, and I still don't know where these 2-minute videos are, because I want to get my hands on them. Because I think all the videos are beautifully done. They're beautifully produced, but they're just way too flipping long. So I think what I probably did is I probably gave her a video. I'd have to go back to my, you know, my chat thing. And Mary, I'll sidebar you tomorrow, and after I go through my chats with her and see how that kind of evolved. But you know, I think that at least in my experience, it was just a first hurdle to get over. But she ended up buying, and now she's looking at the hair care.
That's a good answer, Patty. Anybody else have any thoughts? Okay. So I guess for me, what I would say is if somebody is not 100% sold on it, they're going to give you any excuse. And that's just her, like Patty was saying, her first excuse. So my recommendation would be, I completely understand, you know, a lot of us are on budgets. Is it okay if I keep you updated on our products or on our promos, our specials, things like that? And then in the meantime, you're sending her videos of whatever, or before and after pictures. Oh, I just got this before and after picture, and just wanted to show you how awesome that eye serum was, or, you know, whatever. And eventually you may pique her interest enough to be like, I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, use whatever budget I might have. She might not have that budget in it every month, but it could be just that's her first block. And, you know, I'm not sure if I really.
Maybe she'd be willing to have a party.
And you could go the referral route if she's like, I just cannot, like, and say, I completely understand. Everybody has a budget, but there are other ways that you can maybe get the product. I'm always willing to do a party for somebody, and you could get that as a hostess gift. Do you think that that would be a way that you would want to go about doing it? And, she would do that. So give her all her different options. And then, you could end up getting more customers out of it that way too.
Okay.
Would you offer the business opportunity? Would you offer the business opportunity before a party and referrals? Would you ask if they're interested?
I think it just depends on the specific person. So what I would probably do, like whatever she's talking about right here, is I would say we have a couple different options. Like we could have a party and you could have, a hostess gift. And this could be something, that you could just get for free from me with the referrals. We also, obviously, there's a business opportunity behind these products that you could start for $20, and then we could still host a party. If you got 3 or 4 more customers out of that, you could go ahead and put yourself in as a brand partner. It does require you to have a $20 kit at least, like to start, and then at least an $80 order. So, if you could make that money back already from those 4 customers, and you would be, basically at 0 plus the fact that you would have, some free product for next month too, along with the hostess gift. So I think it just is a conversation. It's not so cut and dry. You just kind of have to feel her out, because you could look through her Facebook page or her social media, or maybe, and you could look back to see, is there needs in her life that would, she would possibly, if she's on a Dave Ramsey, maybe she is, to make some income. So I think it's just as a personal conversation that you're just going to have with her, and give her options of what she might want to do. Okay. Let's talk about party. You're welcome. Party style. So obviously we are not having in-home parties with the coronavirus. And I know that some of us tried to go back to where we were starting to invite people, and people really, I find, just don't want to do that right now. They're just not ready. So obviously you could have a girls' night out as an impromptu, but you may struggle with that a little bit. So the most popular current way to have and explore the party aspect is obviously online. And so people are having the Zooms, which I know a lot of people are having Zooms. We're having the Facebook Lives, and then Facebook group parties. And so I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea, because so many people ask me, like, what do you do in each party? So if I'm going to do a Zoom party, I'm going to welcome. I'm going to, kind of get to know everybody for a few seconds, ask them how they know the host. Then I'll have the why from the host. I'll have their why, like, why did they start the business? What made them, do this? Very short. I think that that's the biggest thing, that sometimes it goes long, and that's like a 5 to 7 minutes. It really needs to be a 90-second blurb. Very quick, and then let the expert kind of take over. And then I end up basically showing a video, and I do show the product video. And then I typically say to somebody, or the people on the video, I'm going to go ahead and show you a video, because Amber can get through the products way quicker than I can, and even more professional than I can. So I'm going to share this video. If there's something in there that you have a question about, please just kind of hold on to it. I'll ask at the end, and then I go ahead and share it and play the video. As soon as the video's finish, I kind of make a joke about saying, thank you, Amber. It's like having a personal assistant and be able to, get through all the products in 12 minutes. And then I kind of say, what products were you most interested in? And then I wait for somebody to kind of say. If nobody says anything, then, and their eyes are like looking to the side, I'll be like, so Dawn, did anything in there strike you as something that you might be interested in? Like what interests you the most, and then I'll kind of, get that ball rolling a little bit. And then at the very end, we just, thank everybody for getting on. If you're going to do a giveaway, we'll kind of do that. And then I will specifically say, Janice is going to call you, like, thank you so much for joining. I had a great time seeing everybody. Janice is going to call each of you tonight and follow up to get your orders. So I'm already setting it up like I'm asking for the order, and then we end the party and we're done. So it should last about 30-ish minutes. The Facebook Live party's pretty much exactly the same, except that I'm asking a lot of questions while I'm talking, or while as a host is talking. Because obviously they're not seeing me, you know, I'm not seeing them. I'm not having that one-on-one interaction. So again, I'll do the welcome. I'll introduce myself, how I know the, you know, the host of the party. And then I'll do a short overview of the majority of the products, and I'll kind of go through them very quickly. And as I'm going through quickly, I will ask questions that makes them comment. You know, like, who has tried this night cream? If not, what night cream do you use? What is, you know, does anybody else have problems with crow's feet around the eyes? Is that, you know, and then I'll ask, you know, post below if you have. So I'm constantly asking for somebody to be chatting. And, you know, so that's me asking. And then kind of like the close and the follow-up is this exact same way. And then the Facebook group, we've done the group party that lasts for a month, and I think, or, you know, that continual party that we were doing. And what ends up happening is, in my opinion, and I think we've tried it, is it's
too long.
It's too long, but they're also not just interested in hearing from me. You know, like, they don't know me. They don't care if they know me, you know, like, so on a month by month, it becomes monotonous to them. And so, like, when Melissa Sador posted the New York Summer Lifestyle, you know, they're not even looking anymore because, you know, I'm not personal to them. So it's either a group where a group of people agree to post everybody post on a weekly, daily, whatever, you know, amount, or you go to a Facebook group where it's 2 to 3 days. And this is the one that I would love to try with you all, the 2 to 3 days. And I spent a lot of time with Veronica. I know we had her on last week, and I was so excited. And then she was on You Are You this month, or this past Monday. But I spent a lot of time with her asking exactly how she got the 7 brand partners and what did she think was the reason why they were successful. So they got 7 brand partners and 60 orders in 3 days. And so what she invited me into her party. So I'm in her party. Please don't ask me to invite you. I'm not going to, because, you know, like, it's her party and it would be rude of me to invite people to it. But what she did do is literally she went through and she assigned, it was like 4 to 5 posts, if not more, a day. Every single person did a live. Every single person did a post. And she basically had everything set up. So if I was like, Mary, you're going to go at 9. Janice, you're going to go at 10. Dawn, you're going to go at 11. Mary, this is what you're sending. This is the post a picture that you're doing. So I can certainly do that and do it all ahead of time. And then we can set up the time and pretty much copy her verbiage and her, I mean, it's like, why recreate the wheel? And we could just duplicate what she has. But it does require all participation, because again, me posting 15 times in 3 days or 20 times in 3 days, it just doesn't create the atmosphere that it's like we're all fun and we have great time together. So, making sure that you're just not posting that 1 or 2 times during the party, but that you are actually commenting and you're spending time with those 3 days in the party and making sure you're present in the party. Because I'm just gonna use Misty because I'm not throwing her under the bus, but like I'm gonna use her because she won't get her feelings hurt. But if I said we all said we're gonna do the party, it is not fair to any of us if Misty's like, yes, I'm gonna do the party, and she invites all of her people in there, and then she posts 1 time and she doesn't comment, she doesn't do anything. It's not fair to everybody else that is spending all the time working and trying and helping everybody collectively have an awesome, energetic, fun party. So you got to be, have that ability to do that. And that's what makes a fun party. That's what attracts people. That's what makes people be like, well, I want to be a part of that group. That sounds, they're fun. They're, cheering each other on. So if Julie's going live, I am, commenting on her live, and they're just saying, you know, everything I love about Julie. I'm so glad that we met. I can't wait to see her in Denver, you know, fun things. So bummed that we're not getting to see each other in Dallas, things like that. So that's what I would recommend if that's, and we can all kind of, we all are in the Facebook group feed. So if you want to be in that, I guess you could either chat right here and say, yes, I want to be in, or you could put it in the Facebook feed. If I don't see anything, I'm going to take that as you don't want to be in the party.
I have a question.
Yes.
How is that different than the last few ones that we did?
For what? Which
How was the
which
2 to
ones?
3 How was the 2 to 3 day Facebook party? I don't think I did the last one, but the 2 before that I did.
The month-long one? Is that
I
what
don't think it
you're
was a
talking about?
month long.
It was the whole month of June and the whole
Oh,
month.
the last one I did not do.
Okay. Yeah.
two
And I
before
think
that.
what ends up happening is so, you know, I went through all the posts. I've actually copied everything and grabbed all the pictures and everything. I've got pretty much done. I'm going to tweak some wording. But I think it gives you a sense of urgency to get the sale. It's not a whole month and waiting to the end of the month. Yeah, we did a whole, you know, giveaways throughout the month. But it gives you the ability to have, you know, anybody that orders tonight by midnight gets 10 extra this. Anybody that, you know, so like you're creating a sense of urgency to nail it down. Like, okay, all orders have got to be in by midnight tonight, closing the party, you know, that sort of thing. I think that's the difference, the main difference.
But you're saying 2 to 3 days, right?
Yes.
And the ones before the last month long one were 2 to 3 days. There were 2 days.
I did not do any of those. So maybe somebody else did.
Yes, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
When did we do that?
During the first part of COVID.
Oh, yeah. So before June.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I was thinking
it was like May.
it was at the beginning of August. I'm like, I did
There
not.
were 2 in May. I'm going to say
Right.
there were 2 in May because they were the same
Very
month.
similar. So very similar. It's just would be more of a lot more maybe interaction, a lot more people you know, different posts, a lot more asking questions, getting participation, fun posts, not just product posts.
Right.
That sort of
So
stuff.
something I noticed, and this is a suggestion, and I thought I saw this morning. Dawn Testa was on live this morning on Facebook, and so was Ashley Phillips, and they were doing one day tomorrow on Thursday, which I kind of thought that was a great idea because it's one day, it's on Thursday, it's not the weekend, it's kind of like, it's still close to the weekend because I always feel like just coming from the retail world that like Mondays and Tuesdays people are like really stressed trying to get everything done, and so I felt like Thursday was a good day. I kind of liked the one day thing because I think it gets confusing for people to have 2 or 3 days because then they're like, oh my God, what do I do? And so Ashley and Dawn they both said, you don't have to be on it all day. You can just go in one time during the day and just view things. And they were having a big contest. And what they were giving away was some type of blow dryer last week. And then on this Thursday, they're giving away, like it's a lot. They're giving away $300, $400 Amazon card, and then $150 Amazon card. So I just felt like that one day makes it a little simpler for people.
I like one day too. But I have to say though, for the one day during the week certainly doesn't work for those of us who are working full time.
So that narrows it to those that aren't working full time to be the ones doing all of the posting and the commenting and all that. And I don't know, I'd have to go look. I know Ashley does a lot of her parties just for herself. So it's not necessarily team, it's just her. And I mean, obviously anybody could do a Facebook party like that just for themselves. And
Well, it looked like they were doing it as a team.
And it could be. No, it definitely.
They're totally doing it as a team this Thursday, and they did one, I don't know if it was last Thursday or the week before or when it was, but they both referred to that. You could maybe see it on their Facebook pages, but I see what you're saying about Thursdays. Those two both work too, so I don't know how they're managing that.
But something we can definitely think about for future, for sure.
Hey, Melissa, can I say something?
Absolutely.
So I've had a couple of Facebook parties. I had one last month and one this month. And something that I found that really helped just get people just having more fun was I picked a couple of the themes that whoever makes those mock party themes are great. Yes. So the first one I did was an 80s party, and I had before it started, so I had it start Sunday night, and so Saturday I started posting things, and I asked people like, who was their favorite 80s heartthrob? Asked just a couple of questions to get people talking about stuff that was not Neora related. So by the time the party started, people were already interacting with each other and they were having fun. And so then it kind of turned into this, like they already knew to comment, and it just seemed like that helped people pay more attention to it. They seemed like they were actually interacting with all the posts. The amount of comments I had were ridiculous. The amount I had to count, like to give the contest, but something like that, just whatever the theme is, something, if there is a theme, or I think themes can be good because I think it gives people something to be excited about, and then they're open to listening to other things because they've been checking out all the other posts and having fun with it. So that's just kind of a
and I mean, we're all kind of in that era, majority of us, that were alive in the 80s and remember the 80s. And
the 80s was fun. I did a movie one too. The movie one was fun as well. She has a couple of good ones on there, that are
throw me in your Facebook group. I'm sure it's closed now. I mean, I know it's over, but if you still have it up and not deleted, throw me in there and I'll check it out. The one that I was gonna do it was Good Vibes party. So everything is about good vibes, just because we could all use good vibes during this COVID time. And I think that was the theme that she used. But I mean, we don't have to do that. We could definitely do the 80s theme and grab information, because everybody loves to post about the 80s in our age groups. I mean, some of us are a little older, some of us are a little younger, but whether you were 10 in the 80s or you were 19 in the 80s, we're all remember the 80s.
Well, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the 80s. I just think something that gets people talking to each other, it gets people interacting, and gets them excited to go to it, so they want to check out the post when it actually starts being Neora stuff, because they've already been like, oh, this is fun, or I'm talking to these people, and then just an idea.
No,
that's a great idea. With
I think it takes a lot. I think that takes a lot of pre-work to get done, and I'm sure you remember doing all the pre-work. To get all of those posts created, pictures created, flyer, all of that created. So that might be something that maybe we don't do this week theme-wise, or I mean, I'd have to really see how, like, maybe we could split up the posts and be like, okay, you create 5, I'll create 5, because I know, I mean, some days when I create it, it's say the June and July type ones, those can take, 2 or 3 days to come. I mean, Jessica is awesome, and she's like, I could take, that's what she does all day, is create those. So it's a time consuming, as anybody knows, if you've created something. But I would totally be up for that, because it's a fun thing, and it creates definitely I mean, I'm even thinking of one that I commented on today, just in a random Facebook post, that anybody that watched 16 Candles, the hot guy turned 60 today. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's 60? Like, how old were you when you watched, 16 Candles? And we all commented. But she had something like 100 comments or something. It was crazy. So, I think that those are all great suggestions. So those are things that we can definitely vote on. We can chat about. So we can start chatting about that in the Facebook feed. Of what you guys' opinions. The more opinions I get, the better it is that we can make like a group decision. Sound good? Okay, so I'm gonna move on real quick, because it is already 9:30 and it's 10:30 for people on the East Coast. So what to say? I'm just gonna give you references. I could totally go in and copy tons of verbiage. but I think that everybody should be responsible enough to go and look into the Facebook team groups. There's tons of information about invites, search, party invites, verbiage, you know, all that sort of stuff. If you haven't joined the group that Mary's talking about, it's called Neora Mock Facebook Party. Again, search in there, watch the videos. There's so much information in there. My biggest thing that I would say, the most important thing is, please make it your own when you are inviting. So it is the worst thing that if I never say, hey, chickie, and then I copy and paste it as hey, chickie, you know, like I might say, hey, girl, or hey, you know, hi, friend. Like everybody knows, like I typically said, oh, thanks, friend. Like that is just something, and my, like Kelly Causey says it nonstop too. It's just like, that's my, everybody knows that's who I am, but I would never say, hey, chickie, or hey, babe. It just wouldn't be me, you know? So you have to make it your own, and you also have to make it personalized in some way, shape, or form when you're inviting. Now, the thing that Veronica did tell me about is she had everybody just go into the Facebook page, and she did this different. And you can choose to do it, you could choose not to do it, but she's like, I had everybody go in, go to the invite section and click 50 to 100 people and just invite them. And so, and she's like, and then once she did that, they wrote all the people down that they invited. Then they sent some invites after they were invited. And, you know, and so some people, she said, just clicked yes because they got the invite. Some people are used to getting party invites, so they were excited to get another invite. So you could do it both ways. And she felt like they got more people if they just went in and clicked invite, 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 invite. Now, with that being said, her initial welcome post was it kind of explained exactly what they were being invited to. So it made it like exactly kind of what it was. So make sure, you know, you guys choose. You can do whatever you want. Party invites, call, voice text. I'm telling you, voice text works better than regular texting. I love it when I think I got like probably 15 voice Facebook messages yesterday just about my birthday. And so I was like, oh, I haven't heard her voice in so long. It was so great. People love to hear other people's voices, not just reading. So I loved it for people to have that. And then this just kind of gives you like following up, always follow up with new information. So, you know, I never say, hey, so what did you think? I always, you know, follow up with something that is maybe new information or updated information, or, hey, I just found this great before and after that my friend Lena posted. It's of her friend with eye serum. I just thought you would love to see it. Did you get a chance to take a look at the eye serum video? You know, like, so I'm sending new information, not just saying, what did you think? So you're always kind of giving new information. Obviously, ask for referrals. If somebody's like, nah, I don't want to, you know, like, hey, do you have anybody you think might be interested? I, of course, work on referrals. I would love to, you know, reward you for anybody that you would invite to the party. Reminder the day of, reminder several hours before. I'm telling you, those reminders are key, like key, especially for a busy person, that they're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot, you know, like I didn't even think about it. So sending those. And you could do these reminders in the WhatsApp app so that it's like you're sending everybody that you invited all at the same time, so that you're not individually doing it. It's just you're mass sending, hey, just a reminder, party's gonna start in 10. Can't wait to see, you know, your comments, or can't wait to hear, or to, you know, hear what you think of all the fun posts that we're putting on tonight. You know, things like that. So. Okay, any questions regarding party? Okay, week 3 to-do list is post in the Facebook message feed if you want to do the party. Make your list of 20 to 30. It could be 40 to 50. It could be even more. I'm just saying minimum of the 20. And obviously, this has been on here since week 1. Goal is to have 10 people say yes to jumping on. Make sure that you are working through your list, sorting through, hey, who are the top people that you want to do like the business with? Yes, you want to expose them, go through all the exposures. And eventually you could get to the business, and then 3 more samples out by the next Zoom. So that's your to-do list. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Anybody have thoughts, questions, anything? No? Good conversation tonight, ladies. I loved it. Thank you so much for all those jumping in.
Thank you.
Justin,
Thank you.
I love
you.
it. Yes. And, I saw somebody said I have a question. I didn't see who it was.
Lena,
Oh, hi.
are we doing a Zoom party, or are you talking about the Facebook party to invite the 20 to 30 people?
We're gonna do the Facebook with all the posts. Yeah.
Because originally I think you said Zoom. Okay, but now it's going to be Facebook. And then do we know the days yet?
Nope, we do not. But what do we think about doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Thursday, Friday, or Friday? Like, what do we think about doing it this week so that we have enough time to get it out, but we also have enough time to have a week's follow-up with people that maybe didn't. So here's the thing. Misty and I will not be able to help on Saturday because we have a golf tournament. We have a competition this Saturday. So
I like next week.
what'd you say?
Next weekend. I like next weekend.
I think next weekend is better too.
Okay, so let's look at the date. Because
Days of the month.
don't think I can do it next weekend. So I cannot do it on the 29th and the 30th. But I could do it like on the 27th and the 28th, like a Thursday, Friday. So
I think a
let's-
Thursday, Friday is good.
Okay, so let's do this. Throw it in our Let's Grow Together Facebook feed. How about this? I will put up a couple polls and then you guys comment on the polls and we'll take votes that way. Sound good? And listen, we can do two. It doesn't have to be one or the other. We could do two.
I like that.
You know, like it can be two of them if something, and we'll just need, if somebody wants to do it next weekend, somebody else is going to have to take the lead because I won't be available on the 29th and the 30th to do my.
Mary's gonna take the lead.
Wait, what?
Wait, Mary's like, wait, what? Like, what'd you just say?
I could do it, but I mean,
We can talk and we'll have it. So I'll throw up some Facebook feeds and then I'll post this in there as well as, I don't really think there's any slides that you guys need unless you want them, just based on the fact that I didn't put any links or any graphs or anything like that. So great conversation. I loved it tonight. So not that I don't love it every night, but a lot of times it's just me hearing my own voice. So I love hearing all of the chatter back and forth. So, all right, guys.
all right, thank you.
Great meeting.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank